So hello everyone, it is your girl GELBEAUTY 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into Dede Signature. So this is my first time ever trying the brand. I saw, of course, my girl Karen Harris with like their apple shaped palette, and I think they had like an orange one and a kiwi or something like that. And I was intrigued, and then she had the cute little quads, and y'all know I was all about the blue when I was over there looking with my thirsty self like, yes. But when they came out with this, what is this, the Skewer collection, the Skewer Bundle, it's a fruit skewer theme thing. I was like, I need to try that because colors in it look so nice. So this is what the bundle package looks like. I found it on a deal on their website. Again, shout out to Karen. She talked about how they had a sale going on, and then you can use her code, of course, KH, up to get extra 10% off. So I did. It's currently on sale right now while I'm filming this because it's Labor Day. So I think you can get 30 or 40% off because it's a 30-day Labor Day sale. I need to use Karen's code to get an extra 10%. Of course, when you see this video, that'll be over. I need to stop doing that. But here's what the sleeves of them look like because I already took them out the sleeves to save time. And then you have really pretty fruit designs on the back of each one of them. But let's open this up so you can see what the palettes look like. So here's what the actual palettes look like. I think they're really nice. Of course, my battery's trying to die now, so let me show them to you real quick and then I'll change the battery out. So this is the caramel skewer, or caramel, whichever way you prefer to say it. This is what it looks like. Then I have the tropical skewer. Here's what it looks like. Then I have the exotic skewer, the green one, with of course the poppy cool neon green. And last but not least, we have the juicy skewer, which is the more red tone one. So these retail for $20.99 each, and this bundle is $7.99 each. Sorry, $70.99 each. Let me change my battery and we'll get to it. Okay. This is the owner of Dede Signature. Focus on her, not me. And she left this nice little code, this nice little card in here. It says, thank you for your purchase. By purchasing this, you have just supported a wife, nurse, and mom in getting one step closer to achieving her dream of adequately serving the beauty community, especially supportive clients like you. Thank you. And then it has the thank you code in the back for you can get 15% off. So now, let me get into the color stories a little bit better because I'm thinking we can use, I think I want to do like a Nars Makeup Corner did and just put two of the palettes together with each other because it's like, it's going to be a long time if I try to do all four of these individually. So I'm trying to see which ones I should pair together best. I'm trying to kick all those plastics out of what else I'm doing. But some of them I really like and just want to use on their own so much. I don't know. No, I can't decide which ones to put together. I really want to use the exotic skewer on its own. This is the one I was most drawn to when I saw it. I was like, ooh, yes. I feel like we know why. There's purples, there's this bright, cool looking green, and there's this deeper green. And then those two colors, sorry, those three colors would go together nicely, but I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe this one and this one to go together well. This is the tropical one, and then the juicy one. So let me back y'all up so you see both at the same time. So I'm thinking tropical and juicy will go together nicely. So I might do it that way and then just put caramel and exotic together. So this is exotic and caramel. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do it that way. So let me go off camera and get these eyelets together. I will say a lot of people don't like this whole spacing issue, if you will, of, you know, how much space is in between the palettes and all that. I don't think it's a huge deal to the point where like I'll have an attitude about it, but I've heard people talking about it, so I figured I'd mention how, you know, people are talking about that. But yeah, I'm gonna go off camera and do those two together, and then we'll do the tropic and juicy together. And you hear my thoughts. I'll probably start off with the tropic and juicy just because since I like the exotic one the best, of course that's the one I want to wear for the rest of the day. But let me go off camera, get my life in order, and then I will return. Okay, y'all, so I returned with this. So I literally only use one shade in this palette. I use the shade what is it, banana, out of the juicy palette. I wasn't really feeling a red look today, but y'all know I don't really do too many red looks. I still want to use the shade Watermelon eventually. And I still want to use some of the red shades in the Juicy palette. So eventually I'll probably do a look at both of those. But for today we just use this one and this one. So this Marshmallow and Juniper Berries. And that's how we got what's going on here. So let's get into it. I started off by taking my pencil brush, putting yellow up the front, and I did have to build it up, of course, because I had melanin. I like the fact that I could build it up, and it showed up tremendously well as appeared as, let me say, better than I thought it was going to. Because I feel like colors like this usually don't show up on my skin tone, which is another reason I want to use it. Because I was like, what if it doesn't show up well? Like I want them to know that the I'm going to use a base with it. Now, if you want it to be even more impactful than it is now, you can use a base. I just packed it on quite a bit, and that's what worked out for me. So that's what I'm doing on camera here with you. Okay. Upon first impression, these mattes remind me of the Ace Beauty ones, where they're like really thin, powdery mattes. Oh, well, I shouldn't say powdery, they're just really thin. I just feel like the little hard press in the pan and thin. However, I do like these better than the Ace Beauty, because if y'all remember, I didn't like the Ace Beauty because at least these build on each other. So I'm not as mad about them being thin. I was mad about those because they were thin and then they wouldn't build on top of each other well either. But I've heard they've reformulated for a second time now, because I heard they had reformulated after they put out the Flare palette that I bought to give them one more chance, and I didn't like that one either. So I'm thinking about retrying them. Let me know what you think. We're taking Juniper Berry now and just starting it out of these. So I patted it a little bit and then tried to build up the color a little bit and then blend it out. But yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, it's building on top of the yellow nicely. I'm not having issues with it, not wanting to blend out after you build it on top of it, as you can see. So I can handle these better than I can handle those, because those did not want to build at all. Like, they were just a mess. And I'm not trying to hide it down, what do you call it, Ace Beauty. I'm just saying, since I feel like they had similar formulas, the difference between this one and that one, since you know this is a review, I figured I should tell you, is that these build on each other better, whereas the Ace Beauty ones did not. They were just really thin. So as you can see, I just put it all over the lid pretty much. Then we're going with a little bit more of the yellow. Should try to smooth over and make those blend nicely. I must say, I'm quite impressed with this item. I will say too, like, I found the shimmers to be like not that impactful. I had to build this up quite a bit for it to be, you know, where it is right now. So just bear that in mind too. You're gonna have to build up these shimmers quite a bit. So let's put this mirror down, since I used the Juicy palette for the shimmer lid in the inner corner. I rarely do a like matching lid to my inner corner, but I figured, you know, why not today? I was trying to try something different, since I had used some of the same mattes. I figured I'd never done that combo before, and plus I've never done like a bright silveryish white shimmer with bright tones on the lid. At least I feel like I haven't. I might have, and it's just been a while ago, because I feel like it's not like anything I've done recently. I'm trying not to redo a whole bunch of stuff I've done recently, but with the second look, I'm not even fun. I probably will, just because that's my aesthetic, that's my tones. I feel comfortable with. That's what feels like home, and that's what I like. So do what I like, just like, you know, every person does. So don't expect too much. But I will say, I am very impressed with the pigmentation of the yellow. I thought it was going to be not that great on people's by skin tone, because remember I told you I watched Jeanette's video. If I remember correctly, Karen didn't use this shade, so I didn't have anyone to compare it to. If I remember, she used the Exotic Skewer, which was the one that I'm excited about too. One thing is, now I'm thinking I should change my lip, but at the same time I'm like, I'm lazy and I don't want to. So I'm thinking we might just go ahead and go with the pink lip. I know it's not necessarily traditionally what, you know, somebody would use with this eye, but I kind of want it. Excuse me. Don't know where that came from, because I have not even eaten lunch yet. I was trying to get both these videos done before I eat lunch. I'm just taking a clean brush with no product now and dusting everywhere. And now we need to put the inner corner color in. And this is your finished eye look. So I like it. I just noticed about the mattes, and I'm not necessarily excited about building up the shimmers, but let's see how the second look goes. Maybe I'll like it a lot better because I'll be more excited about the color story. Not that I don't like the color story I created with this one, it's just these were the two that I was least excited about the colors with, so I figured I'd start with them and get out of the way. So at the end, my opinion might change because I have the colors I like better and things of that nature. But I'll be right back, girl, okay? Okay, so this is the last look. I used a whole bunch of colors, if you can't tell, out of both the exotic and the caramel because I was so excited and wanted to use both. The only thing is I don't necessarily like the way the lower lash line looks, but that's my fault. I should have just stuck to what I was going to do, which was just put the shade Plum down here at the bottom. But I put Blueberry underneath there beforehand, and then I just put Plum on top of it, and that's how you have this color that you have going on now, which I think it's actually going to look good for fall, so I'm kind of glad I did do it, so I know in the future when fall comes that I can, you know, have this cool look underneath. And I'm loving the dual chromes in this one too as well. Like a couple of them look like dual chromes that are in this bundle I bought from Adept Cosmetics. Let me show that bundle. Is that it's not in that one? Is it in this one? Or did I take it home? Sorry y'all, I got like 2 or 3 things over here. Oh, so it looks really similar to this shade right here, and it's another shade. And this shade right here. So these 2 red shades are similar to the ones that's on my lid right now. I'll try to swatch them at the end to see, because it's a little bundle that she was selling. I don't know if she's going to sell it again or not. And you might be able to get that if you're just interested in some nice dual chromes as opposed to buying this whole palette. But let's get to this palette and then we'll get to those at the end. So yeah, I'm taking the shade Peach that's in this exotic Skewerish bundle. And starting off with that shade toward the front of the eye. I was so excited to use this palette, y'all. I feel like this would be a good Christmas palette too, believe it or not, because of the greens and then the reddish green dual chrome shade. If you like ignore the purple in here, I feel like this is just giving Christmas vibes. See, like take away the purple. Sorry, take away the purple right there. And I feel like, see, it just gives a lot of Christmassy vibes. The pop of purple is what gives it like a unique, you could wear it now in the springtime type thing. But otherwise, I feel like this is like a good Christmas palette for them because, you know, people like to use a lot of reds and greens during Christmas time, and then that bright pop of green might appeal to some of the people who love color, and they'll think it's a unique color story as opposed to just, you know, a traditional color story. The next one I'm going to use is Moonball Grape. So I used these 4 shades out of the exotic palette. I told y'all this was the one I was most excited about. And then I used 3 shades out of this palette right here. I used Blueberry, Avocado is what's on my outer V, and then Passion Fruit is what's on my lid. So I tried to use a good majority of both colors. Again, the green pleasantly surprised me because as you can see, it's building up nicely as well. And blending into the other colors nicely. I'm always impressed with the brand when the neon pigmented shades show up really well on my skin tone, because that's usually an issue for people of my skin tone, in my personal opinion. Like, stuff isn't as bright on us, but I mean, like, we have melanin, so I get why it's not. You just have to use the right base and make it work for you, like I'm doing right now. So I have on the Juvia's Place base. If anyone's curious what base I'm using to make this work, I have the shade number 1, which is the lightest one that they have. I do own number 2 as well, but I usually leave that one at home to use when I want to use bases like this. Okay, so I'm going to take my Odin's Eye brush and I'm going to take the shade Avocado from the Caramel Skewer, and that's what we use on the outer of it. Yes, I'm really liking the top part of my eye. It's just, I feel like the, mixing the, blueberry shade with the purple is throwing off, the lower lash line. But it's fine, because I got to go to work. I still got to get gas in Indiana, and who about to take it off and start all over again? Because I mean, I have to do my makeup on my lower lash line again. I mean, I might, because I'm really not feeling the vibe of this with this color story, but at the same time, I feel like I can pull it off, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and pull it off, because like I said, I got to go to work and ain't nobody got time for all of that. How you doing? I don't have time for it. I'm gonna take the clean brush I used from last time and just dust over it. Since it's clean, I'm figuring it's not gonna. That's been yellow colors it didn't on this side, so I figure it'll be fine on this side. Oh, okay, it's turning in nice. How you doing? Okay, so let's grab this palette now, switch it up. And I'm proud of myself, y'all, because I didn't use any of the blues. I feel like you should be proud of me too. I didn't use any blue shimmers. I didn't use any green shimmers. Look how wonderful that shade Passion looks like. I'm telling y'all, it looks just like those two shades from the depth I just showed you. This one and the other one I'm about to put in the inner corner, because that's what's in the inner corner, the bluish, sorry, that reddish green tone. With the brush I use, I feel like it's not depositing as much as product as I would like, or it's picking up a little bit in certain places, but you know, we're not trying to wash a whole bunch of brushes, so we just gonna make it work what we got going on now, cause yeah, I won't be sitting up in the middle of the night washing 5 million brushes. I'm gonna take some avocado and put it back on the outer V. Pretty much done with the part. Let's go ahead and get our inner corner color together. So I'm gonna go back to the Skewer palette and use that. So let me swatch the two that I put on the lid. I mean the two that I'm gonna use. And look at that. Like, look how dual-chromy and magical it is. Like, it's just amazing. Now remember, the Dede Signature ones are the ones on the front, because I'm going to swatch the depth ones a little bit later. So let's go ahead and put that in the inner corner there. So I drug it up on the lid a little bit to blend in with what we got going on here. Okay, y'all, so we all done with the eyes. Let's zoom it out and have a discussion, okay? Okay. First of all, I'm going to swatch the depth ones I just talked about while I am remembering, because I'm like an older lady, I'll forget. Okay, so that one isn't exactly the same, but I'm pretty sure I remember this one being the same as that one. Okay, yeah, so the second shade is like pretty much spot on to the one in this Dede Signature palette. But as you see, the first one is just more of a true red. I know I have a shade like this in my collection. I just don't remember who it is. I thought it was a depth. It might be in one of the depth palettes instead. But this shade is spot on for the one in the Exotic Skewer. I knew that shade as soon as I put it on. And it was a depth. So let me see. What's the name of that depth shade? I don't know if they sell it individually. But if they do, the name of it is ACI 15. My thoughts on these palettes. I am in love with the ones I used on my eyes just now, but of course I told y'all those are my favorite colors for it, so of course I'm probably gonna like those the best. Let me swatch some of the other colors that I did not use. Y'all know I'm just excited to swatch these blues. Don't judge me. I'm excited to swatch the blues, and I'm not ashamed to say so. So I'm gonna swatch the shade Current Apple, which is that gorgeous blue shade. That's weird. It's not swatching the best. Like, it feels kind of thick when I want to swatch into it. So I know what's going with that particular shade. Oh, the shade Kiwi is gorgeous. I'm gonna have to use it. Like, this is Kiwi, y'all. Look at it. Look at that. I have to use that and that. I think I'll just dab this one on top of that one, because this one feels quite dry. The Current Apple feels much drier than the other one, but it's like a bluish, purplish duochrome, if you see right there when I move my finger. And this is just, look at that. It just looks wet and gorgeous. And all I did was put my finger into it. So, of course, this one is from the Exotic Skewer. And then this one is from the Caramel Skewer. Let's swatch some of the Juicy, because I don't think I didn't use any shimmers in the Juicy. So I'll swatch the shade Apricot. Okay, so Apricot is a dupe for the one I just swatched in the Adept Cosmetics Trios. Let me see what the name of that one was. I forgot. Over here just finding all the dupes for you, girl. You're welcome, girl. I'll be out here trying. So that's the shade ACI 13. And that's from the Juicy Skewer. So far we found a couple of Adept Cosmetics dupes in my collection. I'm going to swatch the shade Strawberry while we're in the Juicy Skewer palette. Now this one has like a greenish gold shift to it, but on sight it looks pink. So I'm liking the fact that it's having all these shifts to it. And look at my hand looking like it's Christmas in July, even though it's September. But yeah. And the last one I have to swatch is the Tropic Skewer. I don't really have too much to swatching. I'm going to just swatch the Tangerine shade. You all saw me put the Marshmallow shade on. That was the shade I put on my lid. So, okay, so the shade Tangerine and the shade Current Apple have a weird texture to them. I don't know what that's about. It feels like kind of rough. It's not smooth like the other ones were. I don't know what's going on with that, but I forgot to show you. So this is it right here. Now, what order would I buy these in? Yeah, I feel like y'all already know the two that are on my lids are my absolute favorite. I'm obsessed with this Exotic Skewer. This is my favorite one out of all of them. Then I'm going to get Caramel Skewer. Then I'm going to get the Juicy Skewer. And then the Tropic one would be last. But, you know, it's up to you. But my two favorites that I would recommend that you get are the Exotic Skewer and the Caramel Skewer. I love these two. I can't wait to do more looks with these. I'm not a huge fan of these just because I'm not exactly excited with the color story. Like the pop of color is what makes this nice to me. If you throw away this pop of color, it's just a really berry tone shade. They just used a pop of a bright color with this one, which is fine. It's just, it's not my color aesthetic. And then, believe it or not, the one that has like a lot of the blue mattes in it, I don't really like that much either. I don't know. This one and Juicy Skewer just aren't my favorite. So if I recommend anything for you, Exotic Skewer and Caramel Skewer, I love the way these blended. I love the way these performed. I love the dual chrome shimmers in here. I just love everything about these two in particular. I will say though, I don't like the way this Current Apple shade swatches. It is a dual chrome from like blue to purple, and y'all know that's one of my favorite dual chrome aesthetics. But I just don't like the way it swatches. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if people like the same videos I got a dud or what's going on, but the formula of that one did not swatch nicely. I'm hoping it goes better on the eye, but I will let you all know about that. I'll try to use that one tomorrow when I do go to work. But yeah, I'm really excited and glad I tried this brand. I'm glad Karen, you know, they sent Karen some PR so I could find out that they exist, because I did not know this brand existed at all. And I saw Karen with it, and of course y'all know I love me some Karen, so I was like, wait, what brand is this, Karen? And they have what you say, Karen? So when she showed these, because like I said, I wanted to get the Blueberry Quad, but I ended up not getting it because y'all know I got like 5 dedicated blue palettes, because blue is like, you know, my spirit animal and just my color in general, blue, green, and purple. So I didn't rush out to get it. I'm so glad I waited, because I'm so happy with the purchase of this. So remember, Exotic Skewer is #1 for me, then the Caramel, then the Juicy, and the Tropic are last. But if you get anything out of this collection, get Exotic and Caramel. Those are my favorites. And they, as you can see, they blended nicely. They have these gorgeous dual chromes. They are just stunning. I like that they build on top of each other, but just remember, it is like the Ace Beauty formula where they're thin. So if you don't like thin mattes, I don't know how you're going to feel about these. But they do at least build on each other, and they do blend out nicely. So those are my thoughts, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I will be trying me some more Dede Signature, and if you do, remember to use code KHMakeup. Remember, we're trying to help Baby Harris get all her doodads and whatnots together before she gets into this lovely world, and we can do so by helping Karen by using code KHMakeup. So please do. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I can't wait to play with these palettes some more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.